Eden's Garden. It is a bundle that is out that will be available tomorrow. I got to pre-order it, so that was nice. And this is the actual bundle. It's a stamp set. It's a red cling stamp set. And I see I need to scoot over a little bit. And the dies. So just to show you some of the things, I wanted to show you some other things that come with it. Let me bring them over here. They're on the table behind me. In this, you also can get coordinating designer series paper. And it is 12 by 12. It's two-sided. This is one side with the pretty gold foil. And then the other side is more of a muted background. And it's just gorgeous. It's using a lot of the evening evergreen and soft succulent colors, ink colors. So that is really pretty. And this is called, what is it called? It is Ever Eden Specialty Designer Series Paper. Isn't that pretty? So get that out of the way. And then there's also some cotton paper that's a lot like tissue paper, but I'm not going to get that out right now. So, and one of the other things you can get are these garden gems. Let me get them out of here. And look at that. It's sort of like two different colors. This is a little more blue, or actually next to paper, it's the green. And here is some also green. So you got to, and these are faceted, but they're called garden gems. So we're going to be using, I think we may be using some of those. Okay. So just to show you some of the things that can be made with this. Well, actually, I need to make sure I forgot to introduce myself. I am Susie Meadows, and this is where you can catch me. You can send emails or whatever. And this is Monday, November 1st. And we are live. You'll know you're live if you see the up here, right there, the red live button. Otherwise, you're watching a replay, which is dandy. So, okay. So now that I've given you the facts, which I should have earlier, I want to show you a few of the cards that I made. This is one of the cards. I made my own background by using some of these stamps on a soft seafoam, and I used one of the dies here and the hello there. I really like these sentiments. Hello there and sending hugs. I love those. There's also dear friend, how are you? But these are my two favorite. And my heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. That's really cool. And of course, let's celebrate everything is a fun one. So this was one card I made. And then another card using that same sentiment, and that I used some of this gold glimmer vellum. And then here I also used down here some more vellum in that in color shimmer vellum. And isn't that pretty? That's this, reach over, that's this die right here. That makes a fun one. So yes. And in fact, here is a white one that I've cut, but I've not done anything with. I haven't designed anything on it yet. And the one other card I wanted to show you before we got started crafting was this one. And this was another demonstrator made, so I don't want to take credit for this at all. Rachel Tessman made this, but I just thought it was gorgeous, and it's a pocket card. And but anyway, that's using the pretty paper, some of the foil, and some of the evergreen ribbon. Okay, so this is to show you some of the things you can make. Now, let's get crafting here. And I'm going to have to get a drink of water already. So we're going to scoot things over to the side, get it out of the way here. And I'm going to make... okay. I use the thick basic white for my card, for the card bases, and it comes in 24 sheets. So I'm just going to get one out of here, and we're going to make a actual card base. And I got to get a drink of water here. So, okay. So this particular card, I'm going to, first I'm going to score it. And so I'm going here to my half of 5.5. I'm reading that up here. We've got a score and a cutting blade, making sure it's all the way up here, and I'm just going to score it. And now I'm going to cut it. And so what we're doing, basically 2 card bases. And so I'm going to come over here at 4.25. There's my 4. There's my 1/4. Make sure it's pushed up all the way. And slicer dicer. And we have 2 card bases, and we are going to use both of them. Okay, get this out of the way. Now I will go ahead and, oh, got my paper dirty, oh well. So the thick white you definitely want to score because it is sturdy, I tell you. And so I'm just getting the ends together in case I did not score exactly where I wanted to. Just using my bone folder. And we'll just go ahead and fold this one too. Okay. There we go. Okay. I tell you, technology, I'm stubborn enough that I'm not going to let it get the best of me. But it wasn't 10 minutes ago, I tried on a different page and I went live and it worked perfectly. It was landscaped how I wanted it and blah, 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 blah. But not on this one. So, oh, well, that's just the way it goes. Okay, I am going to use, these are my colors I'm going to use. Soft succulent. Well, I got to remember, need to turn it. And gray granite. And I need a piece of scrap paper here. And this is, we have, like I said, this was white. So I have got just another piece of scrap Whisper White. But this is the thin. And I think I'm designing on the fly, guys, because like I said, I've been busy, and I haven't necessarily designed what I'm going to do. So it's in my head, but I don't have an example in front of me. So I've got my scrap paper because I want to see what that looks like. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, so we're going to go like that. Sending hugs is perfect. And okay, I'm going to let that dry just a moment. In fact, I think, I'm going to use this stamp. Nope, not that one. That's the one I just had in my hand. But look what I did. I just put some ink on me. But, so these are the 2 stamps I'm going to be using. Need to get my chamois to clean my finger. Okay. Okie dokie. So we are going to use, come back here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fussy cut this. Now that may drive some of you nuts, but the way I fussy cut is I look at my curves. In this case, I'm going to basically have a cloud of white around my sentiment, and I'm just following my curves. You know, there's no rhyme nor reason. In fact, I like it when it's very abstract. And so we're just going up here. And there we go. The reason I did that is because I needed a location. Now, so if we're going to do that, let's use this green, and I want this right there. Get another one. I'm going to have these ends touch, I think. So I'm going to go like that. And if you can't tell, these are distinctive. In other words, they're not, it's not a solid, it's a type of a stamp that actually shows a lot of variation. Okay, so let's get an idea. Good, good. Yep, that's what I'm wanting. See, I wanted to hide where those ends came in together. So now we're going to use the gray granite, and we're going to use this little guy. Now, this is going to be interesting because this doesn't hide a lot, does it? Well, it's going to hide right here. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to go in here, and I think I'm just going to do it in the 4 corners. There we go. And yep, we're going to put that right there. Okay. Now this is what I'm considering an easy card because it's just a couple stamp sets, a couple stamps with a color, 2 different colors of ink. So, and we're just going to, and actually this needs to be bumped up. It needs some elevation. So this is maybe a smidgen more of an easy card. Many times for an easy card, I will use black ink and white paper. Well, this one's going to be have just a little more than that. So, and we're going to put this right there. There we go. Now, how is that? That is a simple card, but I think it looks pretty good. Now, I'm wondering, so that's going to be our easy card. Now, to make it more elaborate, oops, I just closed those and I didn't need to. We're going to get our other card base out here. So we'll put that right there. Oh, goodness, I tell you, this moving back and forth is interesting. Okay, so we are going to use what is this one? The Hippo Friends Dies. I have a bunch that I have already cut out. And I'm looking at that shape right there. So let's see if we have one that might fit what we're needing. And the way is I'm going to get the sentiment and see, I'm going to put it right over there. Yep, that will work perfect. So we're going to do this in the, I'm going to do it at an angle. What does that look like? That looks different, doesn't it? I don't know if I like that. You know, I think I want that, but I want this. Like I said, guys, we're designing on the fly. So I just happen to have an extra one here. Imagine that. Sometimes I get busy die cutting, and that's what makes it really easy to have extras. I want this, but I want it up towards the top. So there we go. I like that. Okay. So get this out of the way. And the way we're going to bump it up is by using a die, because this was fussy cut. So this is actual, you'd have to have a die cut machine. And I use the mini Stampin' Cut machine most of the time. And, you know, and we're going to use some of the gems. And I'm looking at some of this paper to see what if, because I could use that same design and do it exactly, but what if we did this? Pardon me, guys. Got a little bit of my cold left over. Okay, I think we're going to use that, but we're going to use a little bit of Evening Evergreen. I think I have got my scraps. What would that look like with, get this over here, with that? Yep, we're just going to bump this up just a little bit. Okay, we know that paper, I need to do some cutting. We know this is, okay, this is 4 1/4 long. So we're going to come here and 4 1/4, and we're going to slice it. There we go, get this out of the way. And this is going to go right there in the middle. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and use my multi-purpose glue and glue it down. There we go. Somewhere in the middle looks good. There we go. Okay. And does this fit? It doesn't go all the way across, but you know, it looks good for me. Don't always have to have everything going all the way side to side. Okay. And I'm going to put that in the middle. That looks good. And I decided I liked that one. Okay. Yes. And I'm going to bump this up. Where are my dimensionals? Here we go. Okay, come on, dimensionals. Put one at the top. And I guess I'm putting a little bit extra on. I've got 4 of them. I wouldn't need that many. You know, I could probably get away with 1 or 2. Well, probably 2, but I like 4 because it balances it well. And they're only a couple pennies a pop. Okay, sending hugs. And I do want to put that right there. There we go. Get the glue out of the way. Get that out of the way. And now we're going to use these gems. Okay, gang, I have a card I want to show you that's very elaborate. So don't let me forget. Because I always forget. But anyway, okay. So we are going to, let me see, take my pick tool. Which ones? Let's go with, I like that right there. You know, I wonder what this would look like. Oh, I like that right there. And let me see. How about some of these smaller ones? So we've got one there, we've got one there. So we've got 3, but I think we need another small one. There. Okay. Yep, I like that. I mean, I know it's 4, and normally you like to do 3s or 5s, but that's a unique one. So I've got 1 and I've got 3. How's that? So that's these garden gems. So aren't those pretty? Isn't that a pretty card? So, and look at that pretty gold foil. So I could have very easily brought in some gold foil underneath there, or maybe even right there. But I don't think that's pretty good. This is our easy card, and this is more elaborate. So, and now I could have made my own background because that pretty floral is that right there. And so I could have very easily, instead of it white, have different colors. So sending hugs, and now we need something on the inside. My heart is tight to yours, tug if you need anything, or let's celebrate everything. You know, I want to use this one. So we're going to get that down. And we're going to use this big guy here. Like I said, designing on the fly. I don't have an example that I'm looking at, so got to get me a block or 2. Here's a block for the big guy. Put them on a little bit better, maybe. And I need one for that one. And I think maybe I'll go with this one here. Okay. Let's go with, my heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. So we're going to put that right in the middle. I like that. Now where's my scrap paper? I could use that, but I need a piece. Here we go. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this big guy and I'm going to use just part of him. I'm going to use this part. Nope, I'm going to use that part right there. So I'll go ahead and ink all of it, but I really only need this bit. And it's going to go right there. Isn't that pretty? Whew. Okay, now let's do this inside. We'll do it the exact same way. I think I'll go right there. And use the sentiment. And I'm going to try to do it my way so it's straight. There we go. Cool. Okay. So easy, easy, and oh, that's easy, and that's a little more elaborate. Now let me show you the really elaborate one, guys. this is this one here. This is, it's using Shimmery white paper. And what I have done, it's sort of the smooshing technique. And you can see I took, let me get this over here. I took my Stampin Write markers and I just on the brush tip, on my, on a piece of window sheet, I just put a streak here and here. Let me get this over here. So this was like this. So I just put a little bit that color and that color and that, and then I spritzed it with alcohol and just let it till it was really saturated. And this is what it ended up drying as. And so when I was done, I used this die here. This die right here. And I die cut this out right here. And isn't that pretty? Because there you've got some of the pinks and the greens and the yellows. It just to me, it just made it really subtle. It made me think of watercolor a little bit. So, but anyway, I just think it's gorgeous. So, but this is definitely an elaborate card. Once again, I used the garden gems and the stamps and the sending hugs. And then this actual tag here, this label is my go-to labels of Tasteful labels. I just love these and I use them a lot. But anyway, so there we go, gang. This is our easy card, our stepped up, and then our elaborate card. So, and gang, this is the Eden's Garden. It comes out tomorrow where you can purchase this. And there is, let me scoot this and put the numbers here. Here we go. You can get the bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies. They're $52. Or you can get that pretty designer series paper that I showed. That's $15. Or you can get these gems and they're $7. Or you can get everything for $82. So, but anyway, gang, that's tomorrow that you can get these. These two items here are going to be in our next it's going to be in the new catalog coming out in January, our new mini catalog. So, but anyway, gang, thanks for joining me as I showed this Eden's Garden, this new stamp set and bundle. And like I said, starting next tomorrow, you can get those. Once again, any questions, this is how you get a hold of me. I will be back next Monday, which is November 8th. And who knows what we'll be playing with, but we'll be playing with some goodies, that's for sure. So hope you are all doing well, and I will talk with you later. Take care, gang.